Hello and welcome to All Levels Yoga. Today is just going to be a nice little flow yoga, flowing between poses with the breath, always knowing you can take options to make things harder or easier or just different to work with your body, listening to your body always and listening to that breath and how your body's responding to those movements. We're going to start in a child's pose. So coming onto those knees, taking those knees out wide, big toes together, shifting the butt back over those feet, and laying here, finding that breath, connecting with that breath. Taking that scan of the body. Right now is a perfect time to feel any differences between those shoulders. Maybe one of those shoulders feels a little bit tighter. Maybe it feels a little bit more sore. Maybe it just feels different. And being mindful of those differences. Maybe moving to that upper back and neck. Maybe finding a gentle movement of the head from one side to the other. Just taking that scan of the neck. Seeing if there's anything that feels off. Anything you need to notice. So that when we take those movements today, you know where that neck should be in space, where it feels comfortable for you. Moving down to that low back, maybe shifting those hips from one side to the other just a bit, maybe twisting a little bit from one side to the other, seeing how that back feels, and into the hips that support us all day long, again feeling for differences between each side. Is one side tighter or looser or more open? Being mindful of those differences. Moving to those knees. How do those knees feel? Sometimes when we stand them for a long period of time, they get a little uncomfortable. If you need to shift, you can always move those knees just a little bit. And down to those ankles and feet. So much time we spend on the feet. We don't always give them the love that they deserve, so we're going to give them some love today. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly lift that right arm into the air, threading that right arm as you exhale underneath that left, bringing the right cheek to the mat. Allowing that shoulder to relax. But if you're ready to really wake up that upper body a little bit, maybe extending that left arm out, bring that elbow off the ground. It's not going to wake it up very much, but it'll wake it up just a bit. And on your next exhale, slowly lifting that arm back into the air. And bring that arm out in front. Lifting that left arm to the sky. Exhale that left arm underneath the right, threading that needle, bringing the left cheek to the ground. Feel free to have those eyes closed here. Trying to connect with that body, listening to your body, feeling for those differences between each side, noting if you need to take something easier or harder on one side, if you need a little extra tender love and care on one side or one area of the body. Maybe extending that right arm. And on your next exhale, lifting that left arm back into the air. And exhale that left arm forward. Coming back into child's pose. Really shifting it back, maybe bringing those elbows off the ground this time. Becoming a little bit more active. Walking those hands to the right side of the mat. Maybe stacking that left arm on top of the right. And walking those arms to that left side, maybe stacking that right hand on top of the left. Coming back to center. Slowly coming up into that tabletop position for a cat-cow. Inhale, lift that spine, tucking that chin. Exhale, forward in the heart. And find a flat back here. You can continue with that cat and cow, or maybe you want to add a little bit of core work, sending that left foot back behind you, right foot out in front of you. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, elbow to knee, finding that cat-cow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale to extend. And exhale. Dropping everything down. Continuing with regular cat-cow or switching sides, right foot back, left arm in front. Inhale to lift. Exhale, elbow to knee, extending that spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale to knee. One more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to knee. And dropping those limbs down. Tucking those toes. As you exhale, send the butt up and back into the sky. Pushing through the whole hand. All the way through those fingertips for downward dog. Lifting that tailbone into the air. Pressing those heels down and pressing those shoulders back toward the thighs. Taking deep breaths here in through the nose, out through the mouth. On your next inhale, bend those knees. As you exhale, stepping toward the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift, pulling those shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, bring those hands to heart. Standing tall, finding all four corners of those toes. Finding a quick balance here with those eyes closed if you want. And feeling the weight shift between the feet. Maybe shifting the weight forward and feeling those heels come off the ground. Shifting back and feel those toes maybe flare. Putting all the weight into that right leg. All the weight into that left leg. And now trying to find that even distribution of weight. All four corners of the foot. Inhale those arms to lift. Exhale, shift the weight back into the heels, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, stepping it back into a plank position. We're gonna hold this plank for just a moment, pushing through the whole hand, straight line from shoulders to heels, but if you need to drop those knees, always feel free to drop those knees down as long as those hips come with it, keeping a nice straight line. Engaging that core, feeling the strength and the heat building through that shoulder. Take a deep breath in. With or without those knees on the ground, you're gonna lower it all the way down to your mat. Pulling those elbows forward under the shoulder, lifting it up for a Sphinx pose. Pushing that heart forward, pulling the elbows back toward the ribs, lifting the heart, opening the chest, breathing here. Open that heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull the hands back under the shoulders, pushing it back for downward dog, dropping those heels, lifting the hips, pulling the shoulders back, lengthening through that spine. Take a deep breath in, come onto those toes, look between the hands. Exhale, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, those hands to heart. Inhale, the arms to lift. Maybe finding a slight back bend if that's in your practice. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, stepping it back into plank, keeping that core tight, building heat through the shoulders, shifting the weight forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga, elbows graze against the ribs all the way down to the ground, keeping those hands close to the shoulders, lifting up cobra, pulling the shoulders back, pulling those elbows back, lifting that heart. And exhale down, all the way back into downward dog. Walking those feet out if you want to find some movement or finding stillness. On your next inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, stepping it back. Full chaturanga or any variation in between. Shifting your weight forward, elbows straight back against the ribs, coming down to 90 degrees, lifting up into upward dog or cobra. Listen to your body, whatever it's telling you to do today. Exhale, back, downward dog. On your next inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, stepping forward between the hands. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Listen for the change. We're going to come into chair pose. Inhale to lift. Traditionally taught, knees close together, feet close together. If that's not comfortable for your hip, if you prefer a regular squat stance, feel free to take it. Arms can be lifted. If that's stressful on the shoulder or back, just bring those hands to heart. Maybe shifting the weight back a little bit further into that chair. You're back on your heels. You can wiggle those toes. And inhale to lift. Slight back bend if you want it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale to lift for upward dog. Exhale back, downward dog. Bend those knees, inhale. As you exhale, step or maybe float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for chair, Utkatasana. Bring those hands to heart if they're not already there. Left elbow to right knee, twisting toward the side of the room. Pulling that heart through. Make sure you're not leaning down, lifting through the chest and spine. And inhale, back to center, all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart, back to chair. Right elbow to left knee, pushing into that left knee, opening the heart, lifting through the chest, lifting through the spine. Keep the weight evenly distributed between both feet. You're still pushing through both of those heels. And exhale, shift it back to center, lifting it up. Maybe slight extension. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale to lift. Exhale back. Downward dog. Raising that right foot into the air, pulling that right foot between the hands, crescent pose. Dropping that left knee, lifting up, pushing through those left hips, feeling that sinking nice and deep into the right hip. And you're gonna drop the left arm to the right knee, reaching back behind, opening up the chest and heart. Inhale to lift, and exhale, bring those hands down, framing the foot, half splits. Straightening that right leg. Inhale, lifting that chest, and as you exhale, folding over that right leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, shifting it forward, planting the hands back into downward dog. Raising that left foot, inhale. Exhale, the left foot between the hands. Dropping that right knee to the ground. Inhale to lift, pushing those right hips forward, keeping that knee over the ankle. And exhale, right hand to left knee, left arm comes back, reaching back behind you. Opening the heart, opening the chest. And inhale those arms to lift. Exhale, bring those hands to the ground, straighten that left leg for half splits. Inhale the heart to lift, and exhale, folding over that left leg. And now is one of those perfect moments to feel those differences. I noticed that my left leg is quite a bit tighter than my right leg. So maybe after class, I'll spend a little extra time giving some love to that left leg. Making those mental notes in your body. Trying to even out everything, finding balance. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, shift it forward, back for downward dog. Holding for 2 breaths. raising that right foot up into the air, pulling that right foot between the hands, keeping that left knee off the ground this time, lift into that crescent pose, and exhale. Right arm behind, left arm is in front. Feel free to stay here, but if you want to extend this a little bit, reaching back toward that left leg with the right arm, bringing that right up, left arm overhead, looking back, toward that left leg, or up toward the left arm. Opening that heart, keeping that heel firmly planted into the ground. And slowly as you exhale, bringing both hands down to frame that front foot, straightening that leg out. Pyramid. Inhale to lengthen through that chest. Exhale to really fold forward over that leg. Making sure you don't lock that front knee. Keeping that slight micro bend. And if you do need to drop that back knee, you can always feel free to drop that back knee back down. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend into that right knee, sending that right foot back for downward dog. Inhale to lift the left foot. Exhale, left foot between the hands, right knee stays off the ground this time. Inhale the arms to lift. Exhale, right arm in front, left arm reaches behind. Staying here, or maybe leaning back with that left arm to the right leg. Right arm comes overhead. Good bend through that left knee. Right leg, slight bend, mostly straight. Getting that twist, heart opening, strengthening through the legs. Taking one more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly coming back forward, hands frame the front foot, straightening out that left leg. Take a deep breath in here, lifting the heart, and exhale. Folding over that left leg, shifting that left hip back, keeping those neutral hips. Make sure that hip's not popped out to the side. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, bend into that left knee, back for downward dog. Walking those knees out. Inhale onto the toes. Exhale, step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, bring those hands to heart, sitting in chair. Left elbow to right knee, holding here, or maybe if you want to, extend that left foot back behind into this revolved crescent. Option here to open those arms or keep those hands together. Your knee is over the ankle. All 10 toes face forward. On your next exhale, you're gonna step it back into that chair pose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Right elbow to left knee. Opposite side, opening that heart, pushing through that knee. If you want, stepping back with that right leg. You can always stay in that chair pose, and maybe if you want, opening those arms to the side. Lots of options here. Make sure if you're in this crescent, that knee is bent at 90 degrees. You're pushing through the heel. The core is tight. Take a deep breath in. If you stepped back, exhale, stepping it forward. Inhale, revolve chair. Exhale, lifting all the way. Bringing those hands to heart. Inhale, those arms to lift. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step forward, float, chaturanga. Inhale to lift. Exhale back, downward dog. Lift that right foot into the air, pulling that right foot between the hands, planting that left heel, opening up, warrior two. In warrior two, angling those left toes toward the front of your mat, keeping that right knee tracking with that hip and ankle and toes. Opening the arms. If your shoulders ever get tired, you can always bring those hands to heart. Taking a deep breath in here and exhale. Right elbow to right knee, extending that arm over the body. That left arm making a nice straight line from your fingertips to those left toes. Maybe you want to extend that right arm down. If it's in your practice, utilizing a block if the ground is just a little bit far away for you. And slowly coming back up. Right palm faces the sky. Shift your weight forward and tip back for reverse warrior. Don't let that right leg straighten out if you can help it. Keep a nice bend through that right leg, opening the heart. Try not to let yourself cave forward. And slowly shifting it back up, straightening that right leg out, shifting your weight forward, pop that left hip back, and tip for triangle. Opening the heart, straight line from those left fingertips to that right hand. Utilizing a block if you have one. Feeling that stretch. Slowly lifting up out of that triangle, bending deeply back into that warrior two. One more round of that side angle, right elbow to right knee, left arm comes over the head, straight line from left arm to left toes. And lifting it back up. Flip the right palm, reach out, inhale, and exhale, tipping back for a reverse warrior. Opening the heart, maybe gazing up toward that bicep. Keeping a bend in that knee, and exhale, coming to lift, straightening that right leg. Inhale, reach your arm in front. Exhale, pop the left hip back, tipping. Trikonasana. Letting your neck gaze wherever you allow. Maybe you gaze up toward that top hand. If you start to feel any strain in that neck, as always, feel free to adjust to whatever is comfortable for your individual and unique and beautiful body. Take a deep breath in, reaching tall with that left arm, and exhale. Windmill that left arm down to meet the right. Pivot those left toes so that they face the front. Maybe hopping or stepping in just a little bit. Placing that left hand to the ground, right arm lifts. Feeling the stretch to the outside of that hip. Trying not to lock your right knee out. keeping what we call that micro bend in the knee. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring both hands to frame the foot. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, stepping the feet together, forward fold. Inhale the hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift, maybe slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the difference between those legs. Exhale, hands plant, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back for downward dog. Raise that left foot up into the air. Pulling that left foot between the hands. Planting that right heel. Lifting up, warrior two. Right toes aim toward the front corner of your mat. Left toes in line with that knee. Opening the heart, opening the chest, listening to your body. If your shoulders are getting tired from holding those arms out, bring those hands to heart. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, bend a little deeper into that left knee. Take a deep breath in and drop that left elbow to left knee. Right arm comes up and over, straight line from right arm to right foot. Putting just a bit of weight into that left elbow. You want to really feel that core engage here as well. Taking a deep breath in and exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, flip that left palm. Exhale, tip back, reverse warrior. Really digging the back heel, the outside of that right foot into the ground, opening that heart, keeping the bend through that left leg. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, coming back into warrior two. Inhale, lengthen through that front leg. Exhale, reach, pop the right hip back, and tip, Trikonasana. Gaze again wherever is comfortable for that neck. Maybe up to the ceiling. For instance, with myself, on that opposite side, gazing up the ceiling was not comfortable, but on this side, it's perfectly fine. So making notes of those differences and thinking maybe you need to strengthen or stretch the neck. Keeping that left leg nice and straight. Not locking the knee. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly shifting it back up, bending into warrior two. Pulling the shoulder blades back, dropping the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Right arm comes over. Straight line, right arm to foot. Take a deep breath in. And exhale back, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, flip that left palm to the sky. Exhale, tipping back, reverse warrior. Keep that bend in the left leg. Inhale here, and exhale, coming up, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg out and reach. Exhale, pop the right hip back, shifting forward. Trikonasana, triangle. Opening through the heart, utilizing a block if you need to. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, that right arm comes down. Pivoting those right toes facing forward. Maybe hopping it in just a little bit. Right arm comes to the ground. And left arm lifts. Keeping that left leg nice and straight without locking that knee. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, windmill that left arm down, stepping forward with that right leg, and forward fold and hold it here. Perhaps you want to walk the hands under the feet. Again, keeping the micro bend in the knees, not locking the knees out. Bending them more if you need to. Letting that head and neck relax. And slowly bringing those hands out from under the feet if you brought them there. And you're gonna heel toe those feet out wide on the mat for a Malasana squat. Take a deep breath in, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, bending deeply as low as your body allows. Keeping those heels on the ground, bringing those hands to heart, pulling the heart forward, lifting through that chest, opening the hips. Lots of options here. You don't have to be down this low. You can just be in a squat. If it's in your practice, maybe you find a crow pose from here. Planting your hands, bringing the knees onto those elbows, lifting both feet off the ground. Choose a movement that is in your practice, that is going to benefit you. We have a couple more breaths here. Taking one last inhale. And as you exhale, slowly coming out of that Malasana squat, heel toeing those feet back close together. Bring the hands on the shins, come up for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Bring those hands to heart. And we're gonna find a tree for that standing balance. Taking a moment here, standing on that right leg, bringing that left heel onto that shin and off the ground. Starting here. If this feels comfortable to you, perhaps pulling that left foot up onto the right calf. Now here's where it gets a little bit more particular. Try not to bring that left foot onto that right knee. We don't want to push that knee laterally. That knee is not meant to bend laterally. So that foot is either above or below the knee. Opening that left hip. Standing nice and tall. Hands can be at heart. Perhaps they come out to the side. Or you grow your branches tall, lifting. Awakening that balance in preparation for a pose that's coming shortly. Maybe gazing at some point on the wall or on the ground that's not going to move, finding that balance point. One last deep breath in, and exhale, coming down nice and slow, releasing that left leg, and bringing the weight into that left foot, pulling that right foot out to the side, bringing that knee out laterally, pulling that foot up a little bit higher if it's feeling it, and if you really want to, lifting that right foot up above that knee, opening that hip, opening that knee, pulling the shoulders back. Hands can be at heart, hands can be out to the side, or grow those branches tall. Taking nice deep breaths, finding that balance point. One more deep breath in, and Exhale, down, nice and slow, releasing that right leg, maybe walking those feet out just for a moment. We're gonna bring together a bunch of the poses that we've done today. So standing at the top of your mat, inhale the arms to lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or float. If you have a cat, make sure you're not gonna step on the kitty. Chaturanga, shifting it forward, lift for upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. Raise that right foot into the air. You're gonna pull the right foot between the hands for a crescent pose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, right arm behind, left arm in front. So we've already done this today. Holding here for a moment, getting this twist. This is gonna make sense in just a moment, I swear. And now, you're gonna swing that right arm in front, left arm behind, warrior two. Opening up, pulling the shoulder blades back and together, dropping the right elbow to right knee, side angle, lifting it back up, right palm faces the sky, inhale, reach forward, exhale, tip back, reverse warrior. And on your next exhale, hands are going to frame that foot back for downward dog. Lifting that left foot into the air, left foot between the hands, lift for crescent. Exhale, left arm back, right arm in front. Holding for one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, swing that left arm under in front, right arm over and back, warrior two. Deep breath in, exhale. Left elbow, left knee, right arm overhead. Exhale, lifting it up, reaching forward, left palm for the sky, tipping it back. Reverse warrior. Deep breath in, and exhale, windmill those arms down, framing that front foot, shifting it back, downward dog. Raise that right foot into the air, right foot between the hands. From here, you're going to come up into crescent, bringing those hands to heart, shifting forward over that right leg into warrior three. Pulling the heart forward, finding almost a little bit of a cobra here. Maybe the hands come behind, maybe they come out to the side to help stabilize that balance, or maybe they come all the way out in front of you. Listen to your body here, keeping that chest lifted. If you have a block, maybe utilizing that block as an extra balance point. Slight bend through that right leg. Take a deep breath in here, and either holding this warrior three or bringing that left arm to the ground or block. I'm going to use a foam roller and lifting that right arm. Revolved half moon. Extending that left leg behind you, squeezing that glute, trying to find a nice either parallel or perpendicular to the floor of each joint. And slowly coming back into warrior three. Bring those hands to the ground, standing splits, nose to knee, and pull that left foot next to your right. Excuse me, Katie. Bring the hands to shins. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, swan dive right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back, downward dog. Raising that left foot up into the air, pulling that left foot between the hands. Inhale to lift, crescent. Exhale those hands to heart and into warrior three, opposite side. So make sure that right hip is dropped down. Don't let the hips stack. You're not externally rotating that leg. Keeping those hips square toward the ground. Keeping that back flat if you're having some trouble with balance. It's all good. You can drop that foot for a moment if you need to, or utilize something in front of you to help with that balance. Slight bend through that left knee, keeping your core tight, lifting through the heart, maybe find that slight cobra through the upper back and chest. Holding this warrior three, or drop the right arm, lifting the left, reverse half moon. Extending that right leg behind you. Opening through the heart. Planting through that left leg. 2 more deep breaths. And as you exhale, bring both hands to the ground. Standing splits, bringing that nose to the knee. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring that right foot in as well. Holding here for a moment in this forward fold. If you have a block, I'm going to use this foam roller, bringing it close to you. Planting that left hand on the block or in the center of the floor. Bending the left knee. Right leg is straight. Right arm lifts. You're gonna get a nice stretch through the outside of that right leg and all the way through the front of the body. Deep breathing here. You wanna make sure that you're really lifted through that chest. You're not here squished and caving everything in. You're really lengthening through the chest, through the spine. And slowly exhaling down with that right arm. Taking a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, lifting the left arm to the sky. Bending the right knee. Keeping the left leg straight. Holding here for some breaths. As always, making micro adjustments whenever necessary, especially with that neck position. Gazing up at my hand right now is not very comfortable for me. My neck's telling me no, so I'm going to listen to it. Opening through the heart, opening through the chest, getting that stretch through the outside of that left leg. Take a deep breath in and exhale that left arm back down. Inhale the hands on the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, those hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, step or float back. I'm going to step back as a kitty. And lower chaturanga. Lifting for upward dog, inhale. Exhale back. Downward dog. Slowly bending those knees, walking that dog out. Raising the right foot into the air. Pulling the right foot to the outside of that right hand. Dropping that left knee to the ground. Sitting up here nice and tall, keeping that knee over the ankle. And if you want, you can let that right knee drop off to the right side, pushing those hips forward, lifting the heart. And again, either holding here Or maybe you want to reach back with that right arm, bending the left knee, grabbing that left foot, getting a quad stretch and a hip stretch. And a back stretch. Nice deep breathing here. Oh, really? Is this what we're doing? Hello, do you need attention? If you have that back foot back, slowly begin to release it. Bringing that arm back. If you have a cat on you, gently try and get them to get off of you. Bringing that right foot flat on the ground and sending that right foot back into the air. And just taking some movements through the hip, finding some range of motion. And dropping that right foot down, lifting that left foot into the air. Left foot comes to the outside of that left hand, dropping the right knee, holding here, or maybe you want to open that left knee up. And again, either staying here, or maybe reaching back with the left arm, bending the right knee, stretching out that right quad. Deep breaths here. Making those micro adjustments as you need to. Opening the heart, opening the chest. And slowly releasing that back foot if you have it. Slowly bringing that left foot back flat to the ground. Planting your hands, shifting that left foot back, downward dog, walking those feet out. Last downward dog. And dropping those knees, coming into a comfortable seated position. One foot, or that left foot all the way on the ground. Right foot comes on top of that left knee. Right knee on top of the left. Sitting here nice and tall. If that right knee's lifted, that's perfectly okay. Maybe just using the weight of your arms. Take a deep breath in here. Inhaling the arms. Exhale. Folding forward over those legs. Walking forward as far as you feel comfortable going. Feeling that gentle stretch through the right hip. And slowly walking those hands back in. Switching those feet. Bring that right foot and right knee to the ground. Left foot on top of right knee. Left knee on top of right foot. Inhale, lifting those arms. Exhale, bringing those arms out in front, walking those fingers out as far as you feel comfortable. And like I've said a few times in class, just notice the differences. Maybe this side's a little bit tighter, or maybe this side's a little bit looser. I feel it a lot more on my left leg on just about everything for whatever reason. So maybe after class today, I'll take a little extra time, give a little extra love to my left leg, because it's telling me it's a little tight. It needs some extra love today. And during these stretches, start to bring yourself to the present, shutting off the mind to anything that is not serving you, bringing your awareness to your body, to where you are in space, to how it's feeling. Slowly walking those hands back up, and slowly unwinding those legs, shifting forward on your mat, maybe hugging those knees, gently rocking it back into a little ball. Maybe if you want to find some movement, rocking side to side. And if happy babies in your practice, reaching for those feet, pulling those knees to the outside of those shoulders, opening those hips, finding a little more stillness here. Maybe you still want to find some side to side. Maybe you want to extend one leg and extend the other. There's so many options here. Listening to your body. And for our final relaxation, making sure to clear that mind. Taking this moment that we so often take for granted to just be, to just exist, to not worry, to not stress. So slowly letting those feet come down to the ground. Walking those feet out in front of you, letting those arms come to rest at your side, using any props or any other position that makes your body feel more at rest. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, let that mind be at peace and that body be at rest. like to bring your awareness back to this room and back to this space. If you would like more time in Shavasana, take as much time as you like. Start to wiggle those fingers and toes, gently moving the wrists and ankles, moving that head from side to side, feeling that transition from corpse pose to wakefulness. And as you're ready, slowly rolling onto one side into a fetal position, using your arm as a pillow. And as you're ready, slowly coming into a seated position, whatever that means to you. Feel free to have the eyes closed, thinking about that transition from corpse pose to fetal pose. It's a rebirth. From this moment, you can be reborn. You can change your day, your week, your year, your life, finding the strength and finding the courage to make those changes that maybe scare us, but allowing us to come out of that comfort zone. Inhaling those arms to lift. Exhale those hands to heart. Namaste.